Okay, I think this is just the last map. I'm gonna rush them real quick.
She is a Russian magnet in Overwatch lore that runs Volskaya Corp. She is not a goddess. In fact, she's getting blackmailed by Sombra. I just need to get ahead of this right now. There is no god in Volskaya.
It does kind of sound like a Greek myth, though, right? You got the god of hacking versus the god of Russian tech industry, I guess.
Oligarch, whatever.
Yeah, there we go.
Whatever you want to call her. Either way, she is compromised, is what we have seen. But now, let's talk about other things we're seeing.
Isn't just the Ana, but also the Brigitte coming in as a secondary support instead of a tertiary, a third one. And so, as Envy roll out, they are going to go for it. Once again, that Sombra composition, the triple support along with the Reinhardt and then D.Va. But Fusion University, they haven't had quite an answer for it on point 8.
Did Team Envy only practice one comp? It seems like with their hero pool limitations, Tailspin for this entire season has only been able to play 3 heroes, which is Hanzo, Pharah, and some Brig. And then whenever they're absolutely forced to, he plays Tracer, and then Buds will play other projectile. But at the same time, I don't know. It was like the last season they were trying to force. So Jaru was playing like hit scan for them, and he was playing the Tracer, and then Buds was playing. I think they swapped it part of the way through as well, and so they were playing just a lot of this, like Lucio, Moira, and then D.Va Monkey or whatever. But then it just feels like they're just too one-dimensional, where they can't play Genji Sombra. Like Tailspin can't play Genji. Their Ana Zen isn't as confident, so they're not able to play Pharmacy as efficiently because their Mercy isn't getting any value, and it feels like they're not as confident playing Zen, so they can't get like really efficient dives off, and they can't protect the Zen that well if they're gonna play like Pharmacy with Zen. So it feels like they're just like really pigeonholed into this one comp that it looks like they've only been practicing, and then they're getting like pretty hard countered. So
Defenses yet.
Not yet. Envy looks like they're going to go straight for the gut. There's no coercion here, or no subtlety where they're going to immediately take the long route. They go directly in. Although now, as I say that, they do switch gears a little bit. They give Buds time to get a hack on top. Now they're going to start throwing some people on the point. Fusion, for now, has not yet to fully engage. Ooh, nice cleave coming in from Beast Halo. Building the meter quite well, 30%. Envy still healthy, but they're giving up a lot of power to the Fusion as you look at who are you. But McGravy and Shiny, they find their way through, and suddenly...
it's another instance where they're on a comp that counters Elk, so Elk isn't able to do anything. He's just pretty much a bad Zen at this point, or a bad Lucio. He's armor packing one person. No one else is really able to play aggro.
Building the meter quite well, 30%. Envy still healthy, but they're giving up a lot of power to the Fusion as you look at who are you. But McGravy and Shiny, they find their way through, and suddenly, just like that, it goes the way of it.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, why are you trying to fix it?
Key primary members out of the fight long enough. The first hack comes out onto Beast Halo. That does nothing because he's on the high ground and no one can really punish him from there. But then he changes targets, goes after who are you, keeps him out of the fight. Who are you? You gotta know. He must have been like licking scouts come, they're all grouped up. I can swift strike through this and
It's a good
basically
swap.
blade, but now he's only at 60%. We have a swap off coming out from Zachary as he goes over to Doofus. But take a look, Buds is now once again on that lurk. You have to remember, Zomer does not contest the point, so they have no clue she is here.
Yep, but he can just go immediately behind Bernard, get the quick hack, put pressure on the Diva as the rest of Envy decides to go right up Main Street here. Who are you already down?
Fusion reset their ult economy really hard here, so Envy is able to use anything at all and feel like no pressure on themselves. Because the tanks weren't able to like play aggressively enough to build ults, and then they hard reset 3 of their ults coming into this fight, so... So Bernard's hacked here, and then he's not allowed to peel for any members, which I think is pretty bad, because then Beast Halo ends up getting boosted on. He really doesn't have any peel for himself. Both him and Who Are You then can just... How did Shiny get up on the high ground? Did he get booped up there or something? Oh no, I think they speeded from the high ground. So they hacked Bernard, and they basically played to isolate him, and then at this point, they have so many members on the high ground, they're able to cross that gap. So they're able to go from this high ground to this high ground with the speed boost, and then the Rhine's able to just pressure the rest of the team off. So I guess this is a good play from Envy. I would have liked for Fusion to stick on the Sombra for a second at least. I think swapping the Ana Zen is probably pretty necessary. Who Are You gets no value on this blade. Oh, Fusion bring this back, right? No. Yeah, resetting your ult economy like that ended up really being painful for them. And then there was a really good engage from Envy to like isolate the peel basically, and then just engage on the high ground with the Rhine, which they probably weren't expecting. I don't ever expect a Rhine to be up there immediately unless he's completely flanked around. Yeah. That's why the Tailspin pickup was so curious to me. I don't understand what they're supposed to play. He's on Hanzo because I imagine he's like, well, Tracer wasn't working. I can't really play Pharah. Can't really play Brig, so Hanzo, I kind of played that before, so I'm not sure. Bernard being able to play Tracer as well is pretty massive. You make things just super chaotic with this comp. Oh, that was clean by Beast Halo. This fight's probably over. Like, they were able to like get Who Are You because like him and Beast were trying to go for like a really aggressive dive, but It's really scrappy. That's ideally what they want with this triple DPS, but you want to make sure that there's numbers. And if you're playing triple DPS, it's sometimes hard to have numbers on the point. They're low. They're trying to like go to the mega and reset a bunch. Man, I don't know what Tailspin plays here.
So Bud gets into the back line with that Sombra. Ooh, Tailspin takes some poke here. Has to be careful. The first dive out, Bud gets punished, but Tailspin was able to take out Luoyu. Again, like you had mentioned,
I mean, they do good to play like really aggro here.
so Bud gets into the back line with that Sombra. Ooh, Tailspin takes some.
Because I imagine they were just like, okay, they weren't playing D.Va before, so they can't really counter this dive that we just had. McGravy can boost in, use his Matrix, and eat up a bunch of these heal darts so they aren't able to save Who Are You. Yeah, you don't want to trade into this team, though. Yeah, Envy's doing good to wrap right here. This looks good. They didn't clean it enough. That's the biggest issue. Like, you have speed advantage. There's no way they should definitely lose this. Like, the speed should definitely just be, okay, we isolated a target, we need to go on it now. So the flank is called. There's a little bit of hesitation here, though. They definitely need to just chase here. Chase and kill. Bernard is basically just use his recall. Oh, if Tailspin had better tracking, Beast Tailor would have been dead. Fire had to use his amp to commit in, so...
Yeah, they use that coalescence. They're so far away from any other ultimates right now, 70% across 3 of them on Envy's side. As Fire is still struggling, of course.
Yeah, the problem is every single time they do this, Fire gets no ult charge. They're forcing him to play really aggressively with speed, and then they're just having Nanoblade to just win the next fight.
Careful now with this Sombra. You do not want to get picked early on. Beast Halo will touch the point just to get some progress here, and someone's going to have to contest soon, or it looks like they'll just give away 1 tick.
I mean, for Envy, a winning condition here would just be making Fusion best Nanoblade. You don't want them to have it up for point B. They'll probably be able to use it here for this point. EMP comes out early from Zachary, and now, where's Who Are You here? Is he going to be blading the go in after? The EMP hasn't quite done the job, so you are going to have the Nano Boost, you're going to have the blade. Who Are You? We've seen this movie so many times. Gets Crimzo. Looking around, is like, wait, where's everyone else? Ah, here's everyone else. Dashes through, deals with Baby D.Va and McGravy. And Fusion has certainly done enough damage here to get a commanding hold on the point.
Yeah, be kind, please.
It's classic, kill one person on Fusion, and then the Nanoblade wins the fight regardless.
Continually all the time. Now with these nano blades, like you had mentioned, they want that. They want them to use and invest that nano blade onto point A so that they can't snowball as hard here onto point B. And that means that Fusion University coming into this, they have very little firepower. They do have a transcendence they want to go for long time, but Zachary!
Oh, Tailspin's been losing way too many of these 1v1s.
Early pickoff, and that makes even more pressure on Buds now to land an excellent EMP. And Fusion, they're really on the lookout for Buds. They're going, okay, where's the Sombra? That was Alarm just checking the elevator going, Sombra, are you here? Are you here? Well, Shiny's down. Zachary, another early pickup.
Oh, that was clean.
Transcendence right before the EMP hits. Gonna keep Fusion nice and alive here. That was an excellent play.
Bernard's playing properly. Alarm shouldn't die here. Yeah.
To do far more. Alarm just a step ahead, and now Fusion moving into a point. This might be it.
I think the scouting here is the MVP of this.
Again, Tailspin goes down early.
So there's only 2 ways for Buds to actually get up here. You keep track of the elevator if you're on the other team, where he can't get up. So they're scouting, they're playing safe here. He's not on the elevator. Either they're tracking translocate or he is on the elevator, and that's the only way he can get up. So if he doesn't translocate, or if they hear the translocator go back, then this is when they all walk up aggressively. Oh, this timing is disgusting. He hears him unreveal and he immediately transes. It's really sick. What happens to fire? Oh, he gets EMP'd. So it only goes on 2 people. It goes on like 1 health McGravy, and then Buds gets a full 1, but he's back here, and then Alarm's getting peeled for. Snow Eye Shiny. Tailspin's getting killed. Yeah. Zachary gets insane value with his EMP. Great value with the trance from Alarm. Yes, Fusion's playing the comp they need to be. No more Brig first point. The Brig has not been working. Okay, Envy needs to do 2 things. They either need to like get a full reset on the high ground, and then be able to like amp speed and then force the Ana Zen back onto the ground, and then play to like isolate one of the tanks who are like playing to like mirror them and like try to block them off until you hack them, and then you look to like speed on them with the Rein, or you touch the point, then hack one of the tanks once they're like on the point of use cooldowns. Then you like run them over with the Rein Devo. Looks like they're going for option number 2. Yep, the hack Bernard, they're trying to run him down. They're getting the kills, which is good, I guess, right now. Okay, they're actually able to get enough isolation. Okay, no, that works for them. The problem I thought they were going to run into was basically like the supports were going to have free ult charge, and they were maybe going to be able to like re-engage with full support ults.
Sombra is able to stay on the point there. Remember, she does have indefinite stealth. And
God, this game is so stupid.
this is actually a first sighting for me. That's generally a position that's held for someone like a Soldier 76 or a Pharah. No, I guess also Elk. Look, Elk, go to the other side, Elk. You would know that he's there. It focuses.
So are you in a bug spot? Was he climbing? I think Koryu is in a bug spot. Well, that's not allowed, but it looked like he was standing up on this thing. I think that's a registered bug spot that you're not allowed to be in, but oh well. I mean, it looks like he's going like literally like 1v5 right here. He gets Nano. And then there's 4 members back here, all playing back of the point. I don't even know where Beast Halo is. I don't even see Beast Halo taking any damage. He's up on the high ground, and they all peel for him. He just gets mass cooldown. Yeah, I think this is exactly what Envy wants. They got the kill on the Genji. They don't want an EMP right here. This is the thing that they don't want to do. They want to basically bait it so that Fusion tanks have to now be in a mindset of, if we do not ult here, we will not be able to ult, because they will get EMP'd and they'll get killed, and then they'll potentially just lose the point. So they're like, okay, we'll just stand here, exist on the point, and then force them to use their ults. As long as Envy lives right here and then re-engages with their other ults, then Fusion has to still maintain bodies on the point, and that's when they EMP. Like, the opportunity window would be right here. So it was either go before the trance. Like right here is the situation where you want to, where you still have your beam, everyone's mostly healthy, you just look to beat, or you EMP and then beat, and then you look to wipe. The problem is Buds gets antied right here, and I don't think he has a position to be able to get onto the point, so... So the problem is, that's the win condition right there, is you trade the ults and then you have the EMP advantage, so you're able to use them where it's basically no ults v no ults, and you have them in a position where you will get good value with your EMP. The problem is the first step where you're trading the ults, so you're basically trading even economy, and unless you get that window where you EMP them and then actually win the game off of it, you actually just hard reset your economy. Sure, you reset their economy too, but now you're not able to follow up the EMP unless it's with like speed boosts and stuff. But you're giving Zachary a chance to build his up again, which then he can just counter EMP. So Buds needed to be in a spot where he could EMP right as soon as that trance was about to come up, or after he got antied, and so... Alarm swapping to Lucio here is really smart. Did this B get canceled? No, he got enough. Okay. How does Shiny die here? Are they all hacked? Is that the problem? Shiny doesn't get beat. He isn't getting healed enough either. I guess there's no Lucio. No, there is Lucio healing because Lucio just beated. Yeah, it's probably on Crimzo for not healing him. I think Envy is thinking this is winnable, and maybe at the time it's like 60-40, where it's like 60% winnable for them, 40%, or maybe it's the other way around, but like those are the fights you don't want. You want the clean, smart fights for your team that have worked. You don't want those fights where you're trying to play clutch v clutch, because Fusion just loves those fights.
Envy, there's tournament life on the line. A minute 15 left. Buds almost picked off early. And this is looking rather grim for Envy here. 1, maybe 2 attempts left.
There's an Earth Shatter, there's a Self-Destruct. We'll see if they can try and combine that, but it's going to be so difficult. It's not an easy setup, as we have so many mobile pieces out from Fusion University that Ice Wall is there, and that catches out.
Yeah, you just got destroyed by Ixicals and right clicks.
Need to reset and reset quick.
Okay, this is
Crumb alarm.
trend, which is that Shiny's getting popped early and often in all of these fights. Envy, you're not going to take this with your main takedown. Envy, you get one more attempt at the point.
And Huaryu's got another blade. At this point, he is still about 80% consistency on them now. His success rate, one of the highest I've ever seen with the Dragon Blade now. As they're going to make their point approach once again, but oh no, Zachary's able to take out Crimzo.
Yep, you're not going to have the Moira there to act as an engine. You're not running a Mercy. You can't erase the mistake. And Envy, they're going to back out. They want a full 6, but this is going to make them dangerously low on time.
Most importantly, Fusion University are going to push them to overtime. So even if Envy get this, Fusion University will have 2.5 minutes to close out this series. 4 ultimates online. Envy already cut off. Shiny's about to get jumped on. No, they back away. The EMP comes out. Oh, the self-destruct is going to catch out Zachary.
I love how Zachary just waves because he knows he's dead.
4 ultimates.
If you're Zachary right here, in hindsight, you probably actually just mail the floor right here.
Envy already cut off. Shiny's about to
There's actually no way McGravy could have eaten it, and they can. Envy only has the option to walk through main to get onto the point, and they would just want to walk through your entire ult.
Self-destruct is going to catch out Zachary.
Self-destruct moves it back. Zachary might be gone, but Fusion's still in a good spot. Earth Shatter down by Shiny. Doesn't do too much. Certainly doesn't catch Who Are You, who's in on the Nano Blade. His bread and butter cuts through another 2. And Fusion University, powered by Who Are You, who finishes with 4, going to be sending Envious home. Fusion, take...
Definitely. McGravy went for way too many aggressive bombs, and then he wasn't getting assisted afterwards. Fire just wasn't able to do anything. Like, his Lucio was just getting outpaced, where they could just build Blade, Nano Blade faster than him. They'd bait out ults so that he would either have to use it, or the rest of the team would use their ults, so they could use nothing but beat to counter Blade. Tailspin can't play anything else, so they were just pigeonholed playing weird stuff like Brig and Hanzo, where it wasn't good at all. They basically it looked like they practiced only like one comp, and then Fusion played the exact hard counter to that comp, so I don't know.